Big breath. Keep pushing. Fuck. You got out of your groove really early on that one. You can do that. I would give yourself a minute to try it again. Because you went.
That was not moving.
If you don't want to try it again, that's fine. And I have video of it so we can show you. But it was. So you went.
Did I do the thing?
You went.
Yeah, I like thought about it. I don't know what I was doing.
Yeah. There was a long pause from when you applied tension and took your breath. So your breath should be the last thing because you want all that pressure you can get, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, just get in here and do that. I prefer. That's why I don't like the double one because it tends to.
I don't think I usually do that.
Yeah. So you did it the last time.
I don't know why.
So. I think you're just nervous.
Yeah, I'm just like over.
You're just nervous. So instead of that, just get ready.
Yeah.
Get it back there. Yep. Hits.
Go.
Yeah.
Now I'm happy. Woo!
Fuck yeah.
Okay, I'm a little dizzy.
Here we go, Che.
Okay. There's my fucking cardio.
I forgot to record.
Enhance. Poor Lauren is always the intro to the BioLayne video log. Okay guys, wanted you to get the full effect of that intro. I know it was long, but as always, Loco never fails to provide excellent intro, funny material. Okay, so back into training from the Arnold. I got right after it. 2 days after the Arnold, I was training again. Got worlds to do. Came out of the Arnold okay. Back definitely a little bit dinged up. So we went with a real light intro week of a rep undulation of 12, 10, 8. And just 3 days, the first week. This is actually the second day. I did 3 sets of 10 with 460 here. First day was 2 sets of 12 with 425. Obviously, I didn't get video of that. My apologies for that. And then on bench, the rep undulation scheme was 12, 10, 8 as well. And then the next week, so kind of the training block I'm in now. So that was like a nice, easy intro week. Here's my set of 8 with 295. After that intro week, now of course we're back to squatting 4 days a week, benching 4 days a week. We're not doing the double sessions just yet. We're benching 4 days a week. So the rep undulation for squats is going to be 10, 8, 6, 4. And then the rep undulation for bench is going to be the same. And then on deadlifts, it's going to be day 1, 8 reps, and then my second day, 6 reps. But I've definitely been feeling, deadlifts have just not been feeling very good. And I think it's just because my back is still dinged up. Squats don't give it as much of a problem. But it's just one of those things where, some days it'll feel good and some days it doesn't feel so good. So I'm really hoping that it continues to get better and continues to improve, because obviously for Worlds I'm going to need to be as close to 100% as I possibly can be. Now, obviously we did well at the Arnold. That was great. Super. I cannot be more ecstatic. But it's not about what we just did; it's about what we're gonna do, and that's what I keep telling myself. So this is my last day of that first intro week of squatting. Actually, I shouldn't say that. This is actually a week after the Arnold, so I didn't get any video from my other sets from my other week. The first week was only 2 days of squatting, so Ben really started me off light. But even then, um, just man, my back's still not feeling 100%. So right now, it's not getting worse from training, so I'm trying to train through it, but hopefully it will continue to get better and we won't have to, you know, lower the volume or take time off. So, um, we've got 11 weeks till Worlds as I sit now, talking to you guys. Um, so I just got to play it smart. And if I can train, I'm going to train. And if I've, got to do something to recover, I'll do that. So, anyways, those were 4 sets of 8 with 495 right there. That was my last day of the week. I'm wearing my singlet just because on my heavy day, sometimes I like to wear it just to get the feel of what it's going to feel like on meet day. I think that's important to put yourself in that kind of mindset. And even though it may seem goofy, down to the clothes you wear, I like to have no surprises on meet day. So I guess the only thing I really do differently is I don't have my headphones on when I go to lift at the meet, but I've got them on right up to right before the point. I'm going to. You can ask people who see me backstage. I literally wait till the last possible second to rip those things off. So wasn't really happy with these. The bar path wasn't very smooth. I don't know what my deal was here. I just wasn't feeling it. And I think that maybe just I knew it was a quote-unquote light day, and it just wasn't going as well as I would like. So sometimes that happens, especially when you're squatting high frequency, you'll have that. So here's my set of, I think this is 6 with 310. And, bench feels okay right now. I wouldn't say it feels good. But it's feeling okay. And as you guys know, bench is something that's a little finicky with me. And we're just going to keep grinding away at it. I missed 700-pound deadlift over and over and over and over again before I finally nailed it. So, it's just one of those things that you just got to work with. Here you can see this is one of my, this was 3 sets with 535 for 8 reps on deads. I was trying it doing a complete reset between each rep, put the weight down, reset, go down and get it again. I gotta say, it's definitely more difficult. It may not look that way, but it is more difficult because that first rep is always the hardest. But what I found was that it was really aggravating my back to do it that way. So I only did 1 set that way, and I kind of went back to a hybrid. So I don't, you guys know I don't touch and go. I set the weight down, let it settle, and then I do more reps. So as you can see, I'm using a new Iron Tanks lever belt. Well, maybe you can't see, but this is a new lever belt. I really like this one. I'm planning to use this at Worlds. I really, really like it. As you guys know, I've been using the lever for a while now. Cannot seem to break it, so that's great. But this new belt is a little bit stiffer than the one I had than they gave me before. So I was happy to get that and put it through its paces. But yeah, just deadlift's just not feeling great. I've done 535 for 15 before, and those sets of 8 felt awful. But some days it's going to be like that. So we just keep grinding. This is the beginning of 4 days a week squatting, the 3rd week after the Arnold. So here I've got 460. We're doing 3 sets of 10. And, not sure why the camera went out of focus there, but maybe I'm looking at my ugly mug. But these actually felt pretty smooth, actually. Even though I had a little misstep there. These actually felt pretty darn smooth. The sets of 10 here. So I was pretty happy with these. Felt like I was going to get back in my groove. And, training's just going to have fluctuations like that. Like my deadlift not feeling real great right now. You just go through phases where things feel like they're clicking, and then you go through phases where things feel like they're completely off. And that's just how it goes. You just grind through it. And I think that's one of the benefits to me having done this for so long, lifted for so long, over 15 years of my lifting career. you start to understand that it's gonna pass. I think I used to get really discouraged when I would feel kind of out of sync or you know not feel good in a session. I would think it's just gonna last forever. I'm never gonna get stronger. I'm never gonna make progress, and that's not true. Um, it's gonna happen. You're just gonna have to grind sometimes, and you know, whatever you got to do to get yourself back into it, that's what you do. And it's not going to last forever. It's not the worst thing in the world. And you just push through it. And knowing that and having been through enough lulls in training, as they can say, quote unquote, dark days of training, um, I've kind of gotten that confidence that, hey, maybe it doesn't feel great today. Maybe it doesn't feel great this week. Maybe it doesn't feel great this month. It's going to be fine. And you should be breathing heavy after that because anything above 5 reps on squat is cardio. So, actually, I have been dealing with a little bit of hip flexor pain too. I think what's happened is if you look here, I think my stance is wider than what I was doing before. And I think that is kind of me protecting my lower back. Um, by getting wider like that, I can stay a little more upright. But I definitely aggravated that left hip flexor. And, or actually, I would say it's not the hip flexor, it's the IT band. And so it doesn't really actually bother me when I squat. It bothers me when I'm in a seated position and go to stand up. That's why I really feel it really hurts. Or if I'm in the car. I actually notice like if I'm in a truck, uh, not so much a car, but a truck where I'm, in kind of a chair type position, um, it definitely starts to hurt after a while. These were 3 sets of 8 with 495 here on my second day of squats. And I was relatively pleased with how these were moving. Things felt pretty good, other than starting to feel that hip flexor pain. Um, it's just, like I said, dealing with back pain, hip flexor pain, or not hip flexor pain, sorry, hip pain. It's called hip flexor. It's one of those things. Like I said, I know I'm not going to be this way forever. It's just a little bit discouraging with less than 3 months to go to Worlds, to not be able to train with kind of reckless abandon how I like to train. It's frustrating, but you know this too shall pass. This too shall pass. I've been listening to uh, my wife actually pointed it out. She said, you've been really negative lately, which is crazy because of how well everything has gone in my life. I've got a lot of really cool things happening other than just, having won a huge meet like the Arnold. There's a lot of really, really cool stuff I can't wait to tell you guys about that's coming up. I mean, I really, truly am a blessed man. I've got a great wife. I've got great friends. I've got a great son. And so, but she was right. I found myself being just negative for almost no reason. And so I really started listening to Les Brown motivational speeches, Eric Thomas, Zig Ziglar, just programming my mind to make sure I'm putting myself in a good place. So this is sets of 6 here. I was supposed to do an AMRAP, but I told Ben that I decided not to do it. And there, my strap, I think my hands were sweaty and my straps broke off. And then I realized I didn't have any chalk on my hands and that wasn't going to work. So I re-strapped back up and finished it. But just the way my back was feeling, I told Ben, I don't think it's a good idea to do an AMRAP. He agreed. And so I just did my sets of 6. So earlier in the week, I did 3 sets of 8 with 535, and this was 4 sets of 6 with 565. So getting the volume in, focusing on that, and I know that deadlift will be there when I feel it. So I just gotta take care of it. But obviously, I'm frustrated. It happens. It stinks. But what are you gonna do? You just have to focus. And by this point, you can tell. For whatever reason, I was just really gassed that day. Man, I was not feeling it, as you can tell. And even as I'm watching it now, it's coming up uneven. So definitely some work to do. All right, so third squat day of the week. This is see what weight that is. That's 530 for sets of 6 for uh, 3 sets of 6, I believe. No, 4 sets of 6. And we took a field trip to Powerhouse downtown in Tampa, and it was myself, Lauren, Paul, and Josh Vogel. Josh works out down at, also known as the Unicorn. Josh works out at Powerhouse downtown. So he'd been asking Paul to come down and work out with him, and me and Lauren found out, of course, so we decided to crash the party. But it was fun, just get a little bit different atmosphere. I walked in and there was there's 3 squat racks and a monolith, and in all 3 squat racks, people were curling. I'm sorry. One person was doing lifting. That's acceptable. But there was 2 squat racks with people curling, and one guy on his phone, and I think he did 1 set of curls for every 10 minutes of talking. So, fortunately, they had the monolith, and I was able to use that. Worked out just fine. But it was fun, it's fun occasionally to go to a different place and get a different workout. And these felt relatively good. But the I love my gym. I love Powerhouse North. Powerhouse downtown is much nicer. There's more equipment, probably better equipment. I don't care. I love the atmosphere at Powerhouse. It's just you can't replicate it. So I won't be changing my membership anytime soon, but it's fun to do it. So here we're doing sets of 8 on bench press with 295. And these were actually moving better than they were the previous week, so I was pretty happy about that. Especially considering that the bench I'm on right here, the backing was actually really slick, and I did not care for it at all. And so I wasn't able to get as good of an arch as I usually get, but still got it done, and it felt relatively good. So I was pretty pleased with that session overall. I don't know if going to a different gym helps or anything like that, but I think it's good to cleanse your mental palate every once in a while. I also think it's good to train on different equipment. And I mean like bars and plates and everything. Because, we got to the Arnold and they were using a different bar and different plates than they had ever used before. And actually, some of the guys backstage, I don't want to say they're making a big deal out of it, but I think it really kind of wigged some guys out. They were using a different bar and different plates. And, for me, I'm not going to say that, obviously I would love to train, I would love to do a meet with the Rogue How Power Bar, because it's my favorite bar. And, the Ilico plates, because that's what I'm used to. But, if another meet comes up and they have different equipment, one of the things I like is, it's not like it's like different for every person. It's the same for everybody. Everybody has to deal with the same thing. So I think just mentally training on different equipment makes it so I don't get weirded out by different stuff, I guess, is what I want to say. So here were sets of 6. It was 4 sets of 6 with 310. And these moved pretty well, I thought. They weren't, I wouldn't say they were fast, but my best ever volume wise is like 5 sets of 6 for 320. And so for 310 to be moving this fast for 6, I was pretty happy with that. And as always, bench is a work in progress with me. But I really feel like I'm going to make a breakthrough. I know that seems stupid, having, missed 400 so many times, but I really do feel like I'm going to make a breakthrough. So here is deadlifts. This is 565. I must have missed my deadlift session earlier in the week. So this is 565. And I decided again, no AMRAP. I was going to take it easy. I wasn't going to go crazy. And that's hard for me. You guys have seen me AMRAP 630 pounds on deadlift for 8, And for 565 to be, feeling that difficult for 6s, that's frustrating. But part of it too is that this is 4 sets of 6. So it's 4 sets of 8 with 535 over the week and 4 sets of 6 with 565. Part of that is too, when I know I can do a weight, and it's known to me, it should be quote unquote light, I just don't get as jacked up for it, and it just doesn't move as smoothly. Mike Zordo said it. He said, dude, nobody gets more out of a psych up than you. So this is actually footage from New Jersey. So that Friday, I flew to New Jersey for the ISSN conference at Rutgers. I was speaking, and I worked out at Apollon Gym. So I flew all day, got into Apollon Gym, or got into New Jersey, and got something to eat. And a graduate student at Rutgers, Dylan Klein, who's an avid weightlifter, uh, picked me up, and we went to Apollon Gym, which was a really good gym. In fact, they had the exact same rack that I have at Powerhouse, which was nice. And so here I was supposed to do 4 sets of 4 in an AMRAP, or 3 sets of 4 in an AMRAP of 60, but I didn't. I can't remember. And I did 4 sets of 565 and then an AMRAP extra set. So, sue me. But I got 565 for 7, and I was super pumped about that because that is a all-time PR for me. And to be hitting a PR this early in the training block, my back not feeling great, and just all the other things, it's encouraging. That's for sure. So Apollo Gym was a great experience. Speaking at Rutgers was awesome. Big thank you to Sean Arendt for having me out. Thanks for Dylan for bringing me to Apollo Gym, and all the other great speakers at ICCN. I really had a great time at that conference. It was a lot of fun. Here's bench for the next day. So I'd been at the conference all day, and went straight from the conference to the hotel, changed in 5 minutes, and went here and had about 45 minutes to get my bench workout in. And doing 4 sets of 4. I'm sorry, 3 sets of 4, and then an AMRAP with 330. And only got 5 reps in my AMRAP. I thought I should have been good for 6, but different bench and different environment, all that kind of stuff. Blah 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 excuses. Um, Here's footage from the previous day of Dylan. He was doing 390 for sets of 4, and then did an AMRAP. So Dylan is a graduate student of Tracy Anthony, and Tracy Anthony came from the same lab as me, from Dr. Don Lehman's lab. And Tracy is one of the smartest people I've ever met. She taught me how to do Western blotting, and a big reason I was able to get my PhD. Without her, it probably wouldn't happen. Um, so it's cool to train with him, talk about their research, all that kind of stuff. Like I said, I really enjoyed the conference, um, and all the speakers were really cool. We had a good time. It was only one day, but it was a lot of fun. I met a lot of really awesome young scientists, and it's just really cool to see that. There's young scientists out there who care about lifting, who are interested in not only lifting but science as well, and I think that's going to be a big deal for the future. So I actually screwed this. I think I screwed this up. Yep, I put the vids of Dylan in between in between my sets of bench here. So again, this is back to Saturday, and this is my AMRAP set where I got 5. Uh, Want to get better than that, but all things considered, how much I had going on that day, I'll take it. Catch you next time, guys.